What is Jewish Washington? It's a good question with different answers, and one is likely to find many of them here at the ground floor exhibition at the brand new Capitol Jewish Museum.
I think actually every region has a million stories, right? And one for every person. There's certainly not just one story, and that's what we're trying to say here. So in this gallery, we have we're tracking the Jewish history in the D.C. area from the 1790s with the first Jewish family in the first iteration of the city of Washington, D.C., which is founded, of course, in 1790. And we take it all the way to 2023 in the opening of the museum. So we're telling hopefully lots of different stories, and some of them will be familiar and many not to our visitors.
The museum's exhibits include a history of everything from local Jewish small business owners to the Jewish role in desegregation to the refurbished Adas Israel, Washington's oldest purpose-built synagogue, which was moved to the museum, renovated, and restored to reflect its original condition. The museum focuses on both Jewish unity and divisions.
So here we have talking about the Civil War. Jews, of course, fought on both sides of the Civil War, and that in D.C., in the federal city, we have a couple stories of a Confederate spy and of a Union soldier who distinguished himself during the war. So we have lots of different stories of Jews being all throughout the war experience. A lot of people just came to work during that period. It was a period of big growth for Washington, D.C.
The heart of the museum beats on the second floor in the Connect, Reflect, Act exhibition.
This blue area is called Am Yisrael Chai, which the Jewish people live, this idea of diversity and change and difference amongst the Jewish community. So we feature here 100 Jewish Washingtonians, and the idea is that you can find something in common with some of them, whether it's as simple as holding up a block with a word, pretty simple word to describe me, but there's other ones on here. You can pile them up, hopefully, and of course we want everybody who visits to have this relate to them. This section is our Tikkun Olam section, Repair the World, right? We have 6 issues that we discuss. Of course, there's many, many, many more issues that need to be repaired in the world, but we've started with these 6. So this, for example, is about voting rights, and each section has a little activity that we ask people to do. In this case, kind of figure out which voter reforms or things that we could do to increase access or decrease access to voting are more appealing to people.
There are also sections on social justice and reproductive rights. A touchpad map to find area synagogues, Jewish centers, and even kosher grocery stores. And a biblical discussion on immigration.
For the Festival of Passover, we think about telling stories, retelling stories, talking about liberation in the biblical story of liberation from Egypt. But of course, a lot of families kind of go further than that, and we have done that here to talk about different stories of liberation, from the Freedom Seder to Soviet Jewry, and also the story of the Exodus, which was a ship in 1947 that attempted to rescue refugees from war-ravaged Europe and take them to British Mandate Palestine. Of course, that was illegal, and they were turned away. So it's an opportunity to do our other favorite thing that we do at the Seder table, which is argue and discuss. So we talk about illegal immigration and what that meant then and what it might mean for us now. So that's one way where we're trying to bring some of these stories into the present.
There's also a time-limited exhibit on legendary Jewish Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, including a look at her career, impact, home life, and even an opportunity to make your very own dissent collar, like the one Ginsburg wore on days that she gave powerful and pointed opinions at odds with the Supreme Court's majority. It's the new way for Jewish Washington to look at itself in the mirror and understand its past and present. From the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, Mike Wagenheim, I-24 News.